start recording. Let me just mute everyone there. All right. Fantastic. Have a good class, and I'll be interested to chat afterwards to find out how it felt for everybody with the different slings and bringing that awareness into it as well. Okay, so we're going to be starting standing, and we're going to stand towards the front edge of our mats today. How are you, Jules?
Great.
You feeling strong?
Yep.
Fab. Okay, so separate your feet slightly. Just let your arms settle beside you. Just make any adjustments or rolling, wiggling actions, stretches that you need. And then, as always, we're just going to pause for a moment and either allow your eyes to close or just allow your gaze to soften. And start paying attention to your breathing. And just being conscious of the oxygen and the energy that you're bringing into your body. And being conscious of each exhale as it allows you to just center yourself a little bit more. Notice the connections of your feet to the ground. Maybe just shift a little bit from forwards to backwards to side. And we have over 7,000 nerve endings running into our feet, giving us all kinds of feedback about where we are in space, and just giving us the opportunity to stack the rest of our body above our feet and our ankles. Bring your awareness to the crown of your head and just allow a sense of ease and lightness as your head floats up towards the ceiling above you. And we're going to take just one more deep breath in. Hold your breath at the top for a moment and long exhale through the mouth. Open your eyes, blink gently, bring yourself back into the space, and we start with one roll down. Take a breath in. Exhale as you look down towards your feet and just start melting forward through your body. And let yourself go as deep as your flexibility allows. So you're not going to stop yourself at any particular place. Maybe you can come down until your hands are on the floor, or maybe you're higher up a little bit. And then again, I just want you to rock a little bit forwards and backwards on your feet. Maybe a little bit side to side. And then center yourself as best you can. Relax your neck, take a breath in. And exhale, back up you come. Rooting into the heels of the feet, allowing yourself to unravel, coming all the way up as you restack your body and lifting all the way up and tall. Just roll the shoulders back and around for a moment. And then letting your arms settle where they are. Taking your right hand, just sweep it out towards the side, bringing it up and over as you lean towards the left. Stay there for a moment and turn your head to look down towards the floor. We're just going to bend and straighten the knees slightly. Doesn't have to be a big movement. Just bend and straighten, easy inhale and easy exhale. Just finding that release along the right lateral line of the body. Taking just one more time. And straightening the knees, turn your gaze to look to the front and coming all the way back up. Let your arm float down beside you. Taking your left arm, reaching it up and over, going into that lateral stretch. If it feels like it's too much of a pull on your back, then just come up a little bit. Turn your head to look down. And once again, we bend and straighten the knees. So what we're doing here with this release of the side line of the body is we're finding a fascial release and the muscle as well for a connection into the obliques muscles, which are part of our sling patterns. Let's just take 2 more. 1 more. Straighten your knees and pause. Turn to look to the front. And on your breath, coming all the way back up, letting the arm relax. We're going to do a second roll down. Taking a breath in. Exhale, nod your chin. And we start peeling forward. And just notice if this feels any different after doing that lateral side release. Stay for a moment. Once again, just move slightly forwards and backwards on your feet. Maybe moving a little bit from side to side. And then center yourself. Relax the back of your neck. Take a breath in. Exhale. Up you come, connecting into those abdominals as you unravel your spine. Lifting all the way up and tall. And once again, just roll the shoulders back and around. Now you're going to take your hands and place them just on the sides of your pelvis where the cowboys keep their guns. And you're going to shift your body weight onto your right foot and then stretch your left foot out in front of you. So I'm doing a mirror image for you. Let your hips move a little bit towards the right and then bring that hip back in. And again, little shift towards the right, draw back in. So can you feel that the pelvis is laterally shifting to the side? And it means that that right gluteus medius has to start to fire up. And again, this is part of your sling pattern. We're going to be using this a little bit later when we incorporate the slings. And then bring yourself back in and hold it here. Find a connection to your center. Focus your eye line to help you balance. And can you pick up your left knee without letting that right hip buckle? And then bring your foot forward again. And again, bringing the knee up. Focus on your standing leg. And release. We're going to do 2 more. Now, if you're losing your balance, just put your hand on a table or the wall or a chair. That's fine. Pick your knee up and hold it here. It doesn't have to be a high lift. Your focus is your standing leg. Can you let your hip do a little shift to the right and draw it back and underneath you? If you're losing your balance, you can put your toe on the floor or hold on to something. That's absolutely fine. But it's a really lovely challenge for your balance here as well. Let's just do 1 more time, wakey, wakey, bum cheek. Bring that hip in and hold it, and then reach your tippy toe to the ground. Stay there. Grow a little taller. Now, let's go take our foot from 12 o'clock to 11 o'clock. 11 and 12. Hang in there. 11, can you feel it? And 12. 1 more time, 11 o'clock, hold it. Let's do 5 baby lifts with that leg. 5 and 4, stand on that leg. 3, wake up the gluteals. 2, feel that nipple. 1, bring your foot back, bring it back in, and let's do a little Saturday Night Fever. Fantastic.
I flashed your chest.
Oh, it wasn't just the gluteal work. Woo! You can open a window if you need. We have another bum. I hate to tell you, you have another bum. Put your hands back. And now this time you're going to stand on your left leg and bring your foot all the way out in front. Just take a moment to find your balance. And then you're going to let your hip go a little bit towards the left. And then draw that hip back and underneath you. Your hip moves to the side, and then you pull back in. So as your hip is moving underneath you, it's not a massive movement. It's a controlled movement. And can you see if you can keep your shoulders and your head relatively stable? 1 more time. Bring that hip back in and hold it here. Now, connect center, focus eye line, and see if you can lift the right knee up and bring it down. Good. As you bring that knee up, your focus is on your standing leg, your left hip, and release. Keep it going and start to observe on yourself. Do the two sides feel equally stable? Maybe one side feels easier and it's already giving you information about your slings. Lift your knee up and hold it there. And now let's take that hip a little to the left and bring it back in again. A little to the left and bring it back in. Let's just take a few more. So those of you that have been doing the classes with me, you know that sideline series that we do. This is the same thing, only it's upright, so it's a bit more functional. Hold it, reach your tippy toe to the ground, and now go from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. 1 and 12, and 1 and 12. It's a standing hip. 1 o'clock, hold it, grow a little taller, and see if you can lift that leg up. 5, take it down. 4, take it down. 3, keep breathing. 2, almost there. And 1, take it down. Bring your foot in, stand evenly, and give those hips just a little bit of a wiggle side to side. Really nicely done. So, double check that your feet are hip distance. Taking a breath in, grow tall. Exhale as you nod your chin. Start rolling forward. Notice how this feels different now that we have activated gluteus medius on the side of the body. And when you reach the bottom, again, just adjust your body weight, maybe a little bit forwards, maybe a little backwards, maybe a little bit side to side. And then just say to yourself, soften your knees, and we are going to roll halfway up. Coming up halfway, just until your hands are in line with your knees, and then place your hands to the front of your knees and thighs to hold on. Start to lengthen the tailbone out behind you as you reach forward through the heart and lengthen through the crown of your head. Use your hands on your legs to support you, and then tuck your tail under, rounding through the spine and tucking your chin in. So we're doing a standing cat stretch. Lengthen the tail out, reaching forward through the crown, and then tuck the tail and rounding up. So you're trying to make your back as flat as you can go, or maybe even going into a little bit of extension, but it all kind of depends on how flexible your spine is. So don't force it. One more time. Lengthen out. Now hold it here. Firm up those abs. You're going to start to straighten your knees as much as you can. Can you feel the stretch at the back of the legs? And then bend your knees. You still have a nice long spine. And again, start to straighten the legs and bending the knees. We're going to do 2 more times. And breathe with your movement. And release. Straighten your legs as much as your flexibility allows. As long as you've got a stretch, then we can't ask for anything more. Bend your knees and hold it. Round your spine like a cat. Stay rounded and let your hands go so that they are hanging. Take a breath in to relax your neck. And then exhale to continue going down towards the floor until you can put your fingertips onto the ground in front of your feet. Start to move your body weight over to your right leg and see if you can pick up the left foot and balance. Start to take a big step backwards with that left leg and get your toes onto the floor. Now listen, if you need a pad for your knee, get a towel or a pillow. because you're going to lower that knee down and then relax that foot out. You're going to walk your hands, both hands, up onto the top knee. So you might need to move your legs depending on how it feels for your hips and knees. And we're going to start to just push forwards and backwards slightly here. Just a little bit forwards and backwards. Getting that release into the hip flexor. Let's take just one more time. And release forward. Now, move your hands down onto the tips of your fingers with your fingers in line with the heel of your foot. Let's make it a bigger movement as we press back and forward. So you're trying to straighten the front knee, but again, your flexibility may not allow that. So you need to figure out how far you can go. And now let's do one more time where we send the hips back and you stay there. Let that front knee bend a little bit at least. Lengthen your spine so that your heart is lifted. Pick up your front toes. That can be quite an intense stretch. And if you can, start rolling the top of the thigh out and in. Internal, external rotation. Some of you have done this with me before. This is a gliding action of the hamstring. So now this will indirectly tie into our slings, because if the hamstrings try to grab and take over, if they're tight or locked, we can't really effectively use our gluteus maximus. So hopefully we're going to help ourselves connect our slings because we're releasing the back of the leg. See, method to my madness, eh? And now bring your foot back to parallel. Place your toes all the way down. And now walk your hands forward on the tips of your fingers. Tuck your back toes under. And see if you can just straighten the leg and release the knee down. We're going to do two more. Straighten the leg. And release down. Now guys, I'm being a little bit mean today. Straighten the leg as much as you can and stay there. I need you to root into the front foot. I need you to tighten up your abdominals because you know what? You're going to hover your fingertips. You can put them down again if you need to, but can you feel your legs have to work? Are you saying hello to that right bum? Can you reach the arms forward? Maybe you even want to frame your head with your arms. Use your front leg to root. Use your right bum to work. And then place your fingertips down. Well done, guys. Bend the knee and kick forward. Maybe you need to do a few little hops. Kick forward until you can bring your feet in line with each other again. And then relax all the way over. Just relax here. Move your hands to the front of your toes again. Bring your body weight onto your left leg and see if you can pick up the right leg and just balance. Hold it there. Take a big step back, huge step, as big as you can. And now, do you need a pad underneath that right knee? Give yourself the padding, relax your foot, and then walk your hands up onto your top knee. And this is your opportunity just to find balance. And then let's start moving a little bit. So remember, guys, this is quite a small movement. It's not massive. And the point is you want to feel that you've constantly got support for your back. Yeah, so give yourself a pad underneath the knee if there's any discomfort. Oftentimes you've got one knee that's happy without, and then you need to put a pad under the other knee. And then you're going to release. Bring your fingertips down. So now you're going to put your fingertips on either side of the heel of the foot. And now let's make it a little bit of a bigger movement of that forward and back. So now we're moving away from the hip flexor and a little bit more towards the hamstring. Only as far as your flexibility will let you go. Let's move back and stay there. Bend that front knee a little bit if it isn't already. Lengthen your spine so your shoulders are away from the ears, and then curl your toes up to the sky. And then we do a little internal, external rotation of the hip. So those hamstrings muscles at the back of the leg, they're actually 3 muscles that work together. And they're all linked with connective tissue, with fascia. So we're helping them slide and glide. The other thing that happens here is one of those muscles attaches to the inner thigh. The inner thigh, by the way, is part of your sling. So we're helping the slings again here. Bring your leg to center. Place your foot down. Start to walk yourself forward. Go onto the tips of your fingers or onto your fists, whatever works for you. Tuck the toes and pick up the back leg. And release. And again. And release. One more time, make any adjustments you need. Now, stay here, guys. Start rooting into your front foot. Connect your heel down and switch on your left bum. Can you hover your fingertips? Can you feel the abs connecting when you do that? Can you stay there? Put your hands down if you need. Or can you reach forward so you're creating a long, straight line of the body? And placing the fingertips down. Bend the back knee and do a little kick forward. Little kick forward. Maybe one more. Line up your toes with each other and just hang forward. Relax there for a moment. And bend your knees enough now. Put the palms of your hands flat to the ground. Maybe take your hands wide if you need. Step one leg back. It doesn't matter which one. Step the other leg back and see if you can make a plank position with your body. So from here, close your eyes. We're staying for 3 breaths. Can you find the connection from your obliques, your abdominals, to your bum cheeks? Think of a line drawing across, feeling the connections, abs to gluteals, and then lower the knees down. Relax the feet out. Sit back. Open your knees. Big toes together. And you settle back. So you're welcome to do whatever you want with your arms. Today, I'm going to reach my arms as far forward as possible just to get an opening underneath the shoulder here. So do whatever you feel is good. And we're just going to stay here for 3 breaths in and out. Just taking a moment to let your body relax slightly. To feel that you're creating space between all the joints. And on your next breath, spread your fingers out and actively draw yourself up onto all fours. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Again, if you need padding, give yourself padding. Wrists in a happy place, more or less in line with the shoulders. Taking your right leg, sliding it back, level out the hips, and then taking the left fingertips and walking them forward, pause, level out the shoulders, and on your next breath, lift the arm and the leg, and you stay. And this is activating the sling pattern between the lat muscles on the upper body and the gluteus maximus on the lower body. Stay with your breath and then release and bring it all the way in. Slide the left leg back. Walk the right fingertips forward, pause for a moment, level yourself out. Bring the arm and the leg up. We hold it there. Find the connections, the slings, from your left gluteus maximus to your right latissimus dorsi. How does this side feel in comparison to the first side? And then bring arm and the leg all the way back in. Tuck your toes under, send your hips up, and let's go into a downward facing dog, or you may call it a pike position. And you're going to start to pedal the heels down one at a time. Get that release along the back line of the body. And then push both heels down. Give yourself that little bit of a stretch. And remember, you can have the knees bent if you need to, it doesn't matter. But now, I want you to pick up your right leg, not too high, keeping the hips level, energy pushing out through the heel of the foot. Point your toe and bring your knee towards your nose, bringing your shoulders over your hands and suspend yourself there for a moment. And then send your leg back, and this is called a three-legged dog. Point your toe, bring your knee towards your nose, lifting through the belly, bring your body weight forward, suspend, and send it all the way back. Are you warming up? Point your toe, bring your knee towards your nose, bring your body weight forward. Now this time, turn the knee outwards, place your shin down to the ground, and then start walking yourself back. We're coming into what's called the sleeping pigeon. So if you need to put a cushion or a pad underneath your right hip, please make any adjustments to your knee, and then settle yourself down into a deep stretch. And listen, if your knees don't like this, then please rather lie on your back and do this one. Okay, so you have a choice. If your knees don't like this, then please just flip onto your back. Staying here for just a few more breaths. So we are releasing the fascia around the hip socket. This can be quite an intense release for a deep muscle called the piriformis. And oftentimes, if the big bum cheek muscle, the gluteus maximus, isn't working, then this deep muscle tries to take over the workload. It gets really tight. So we're releasing it so that when we go back to our sitting patterns, we can just observe if there's a difference. Yeah? And then on your next breath, start bringing yourself up onto all fours. So you're pushing into your hands. You're going to tuck your toes under. Take the weight of your hips up. Move slowly and gently. And then step back and bring yourself once again into your downward facing dog. And pause for a moment. Maybe you want to pedal out the heels again. Push the heels down. Now, pick up your left leg, not too high. You want to keep the pelvis level. Point your toes, bring knee to nose, bring shoulders above wrists, suspend yourself, and move back. And again, point, knee to nose, come forward. Only challenge yourself as much as your body allows. Send it back. One more time, point, knee to nose, shift forward, hold it, turn the knee out, place your shin and foot down, and make the adjustments you need to come down to sleeping pigeon on the other side. Use cushions where you need, flip onto your back if you need, and then come down to rest. So this should feel like an uncomfortable stretch, but it should not be crossing over to pain. So just feel where your edge is and how far you can take your body, because today might be different from how it feels tomorrow. One side may feel different from the other side. Few more seconds. Notice how your breathing helps you surrender and release a little bit more. And on your next breath, start to make your way up onto your hands, pressing into the hands. Tuck your back toe under, and then start lifting your hips up. So you start to release the pressure on the hip, and then back you come into your downward facing dog. Pedal out the heels if you need, make any adjustments. Push both heels towards the ground. Relax your neck as much as you can. Take a breath in, and then simply lower the knees towards the floor and stay here for a moment. So now we're going to come into our thread the needle stretch. You guys know I love this one, right? Balance on your right hand as you reach the left hand to the side. And then threading the needle, coming all the way through. Give yourself a cushion under your head if you need. And then start sliding the right hand overhead today. So we're coming into a release of the back line of the body. And with that right arm reaching overhead, we're getting a little bit more of a release into the latissimus dorsi. So remember, guys, the lats are part of our sling patterns. So we just wanted to give a little bit of a release to see how it affects us when we go back to our cross pattern. Bring your right hand back to the floor. Press up, reaching the left arm out to the side. And then bring that left hand onto the ground. Reach your right hand out to the side. Thread the needle all the way through. Let your head rest to the ground. Take a moment to settle yourself, make any adjustments, and then slide your left hand forward and overhead. And then just stay here as you breathe. Notice, how does this side feel in comparison to the first side? All information for you about your body and how you like to move. On your next breath, bring the left hand to the floor. Press all the way up as you reach to the side and bring your hand underneath you. So center yourself. One more time, we're going to do sling patterns here. Slide the right leg back, level up the hips. Walk the left fingertips forward, and now lift up the arm and the leg. How does this feel in comparison to when we did it the first time? Maybe the same, maybe different. Maybe you have more awareness. Maybe the muscles are getting a little bit tired. And then bring the arm and the leg all the way back in. Left leg slides back. Right fingertips walk forward. Center yourself. And then pick up the arm and the leg. And we hold. Beautiful. Feeling the connections in your body. How does it feel after we've done the activation and the release? Take a breath. And then exhale. Bring it down. Open your knees wide. Big toes together. And once again, settle back. I'm going to keep my arms reaching overhead today. You do whatever feels good for your neck and shoulders. Take a breath in and exhale as you walk your hands towards your knees and just allow yourself to roll all the way upright. You're going to just sit over onto one hip, swinging both feet all the way around to the front of your mat with your knees bent. Oh, it's getting quite warm today. I think I actually feel okay to take off one layer. All right. So we're going to transition to lying on our backs. I want you to have your knees and feet separated, arms out in front of you, and on your breath, start rolling back and seeing if you can consciously control the movement through the full range of lying on the floor. At any point, if you feel that you're about to drop back, then rather hold onto your legs to give yourself that sense of control, and then releasing all the way down. Let your hands settle beside you. Bring your feet just a little bit closer in towards your bum cheeks. I want you to bring both your hands up towards the sky, turn the palms to face each other. We're going to do a little bit of brain gym. So scissor the arms, taking the right arm overhead and backwards. Scissor the arm one more time, so now the left arm is overhead. Stay there for a moment, and then draw a circle around yourself, a windmill, so you've switched the arms. Now the right arm is overhead. Scissor the arms for 1. Scissor the arms for 2, so your right arm is overhead. And then windmill the arms around the sides of your body, so you've switched. Left arm overhead. And we go. Scissor 1. Scissor 2. Windmill the arms all the way around. Scissor 1. Scissor 2. Windmill the arms all the way around. Scissor 1. Scissor 2. And big windmill all the way around. Last time. Scissor 1. Scissor 2. Windmill the arms all the way around. Bring both hands up towards the sky. Interlock the fingers and place your hands underneath your head for support. So, have your elbows just floating in your peripheral vision. Stabilize your pelvis so that your lower back feels happy. On your breath out, curl the head and shoulders forward, sliding the ribcage down as you come up into your first chest lift, and then releasing all the way back down. Let's do that again. Exhale, slide the ribs forward, and release back down. Let's take 3 more, just to wake up those abdominals. No pulling on the head, and release. You can have a pillow under your head if you need, by the way. Exhale, and release. We're going to do one more time. Exhale to curl forward, and you stay. Anchor your feet, stabilize knees and pelvis. Let's do a little rotation with our upper body to one side. And then come back to the center. Over to the other side. Come back to center. Keep going for just a few more. Feel the obliques muscles helping you with the twist. You're not going to let the elbows swing around, and you're not just turning your face. Come to the center, don't move, and lower head and shoulders all the way down. Stretch your legs out, reach your arms overhead, give yourself a good morning stretch, and then just soften and relax. Roll onto your right side. So you're going to lie on your right side, either put a pillow or your right arm underneath your head, and then your top leg, your left leg, I want you to bend in front of you and let the knee relax on the floor. If that hurts your hips or lower back, put a pillow underneath that knee so it's supported, okay? Put your hand onto the shelf of your hip. Connect your underneath obliques. Flex your right leg. So your right leg is straight and you're really pushing out through the heel of the foot. As you breathe out, pick up your right leg and feel how the inner thighs work on that right side, and lower the leg down. And again, exhale, squeeze and release. Keep it going, lifting the leg just as high as your strength allows. You want to keep your torso stable as you move the right leg only. Chin up, shoulders down. Remember that you can relax your neck by turning your nose down or by pushing onto those pressure points with your fingertips. So I'll explain the significance of these inner thigh muscles in a second. Let's do a few more. Can you feel something working? Mine's starting to shake. One more time. Lift and release. You're going to just bend both knees slightly. Push yourself up. And then come up, spin onto your bum, and we're going to do a little balance here. Tuck yourself into a ball shape, feet are lifted, and if you feel that you would like to challenge yourself, then why don't you close your eyes for a second? And you've really got to focus on those deep, deep core muscles to help you stabilize here. And now open your eyes, let your feet go out towards the right this time. So now you're going to be lying on your left hip. And you're going to have a little pillow or use your arm underneath your head. You're going to keep the right leg in front of you. Remember, you can give yourself a support underneath the knee. Left leg extended out, hand onto your hip, monitor your torso here. Flex the left ankle, and on your breath out, lift the leg and release. So, as you get the movement going, and we're waking up the inner thighs now on the left side, these inner thigh muscles, it's the hip adductors. There's actually 5 muscles that work together, but we call them the inner thighs because they all kind of work as one unit. These are part of our sling patterns that connect to the obliques. So we want to wake them up here to see if we can get that sling pattern to fire up more efficiently. And on your own body right now, which side feels stronger? Most of us are going to have a dominant side. Also depending on if you're right-handed or left-handed. 2 more. 1 more. And release. Bend both your knees a little bit. Push with your hand as you come all the way up. Spin onto your bum cheeks. Bring yourself into rolling like a ball position. And close your eyes. Balance. Now, I don't know about for you, but I feel so much more stable balancing here right now because I have an awareness of my inner thigh connection, which leads up to the deep core, the pelvic floor and the diaphragm. Take a breath and then release, open eyes, placing your feet all the way down. So you're going to spin around. I'm just sitting sideways, so I'm going to turn myself onto my mat again. Arms out. Take a breath, and then slowly place yourself onto the ground. Do you have control through the full range? And if you reach a sticky spot, help yourself. No big deal, just notice yourself. And then bringing your body down. Bring your feet a little closer in towards your hips. You're going to bring your hands straight up towards the sky. Turning the palms to face each other, we inhale, open the arms wide. And we exhale, bringing the hands up and consciously connect the tips of the fingers. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Breathing in. Breathing out. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Interlock the fingers. Place your hands underneath your head. Keeping the elbows floating. Stay here for a moment. Nod your chin. Breathe out as you come up into a chest lift. Inhale, release down. We're going to do 4 more. Slide the ribs forward and bring your mental focus to your inner thighs that you were just working. Do you notice any difference in your connections? Do you perhaps notice that it feels stronger or smoother? Maybe it feels the same. 1 more time. Curl forward, hold it, anchor your feet, and let's go into our little twist. And again. Can you draw a diagonal line from the opposite inner thigh to that rib cage that's twisting? That's your sling.
Oh, yeah.
You feel the difference, hey? 1 more. Come to the center, don't move, and lower head and shoulders all the way down. Nicely done. Bring your hands down beside you. You can have palms down or you can have palms up. It's up to you. We're going to go into a pelvic curl. On your breath, start tilting your hips and rolling up towards the sky. Lifting up into that bridge. Stay for a moment. Inhale. And then exhale and start working down through the spine. And release. I want you to do that 1 more time and just feel your own body. Notice the muscles that are starting to work. You might feel almost like a little shake in the inner thighs after they've been working. And ripple down through the spine. And release at the bottom. Now stay here. Bend your elbows so that your fingers are pointing straight up. We're going to do the pelvic curl with the arms here. Take a breath. Exhale, tilting your hips. And as you bring your pelvis up, you are pressing the back of the arms down. How does it feel with your arms here? Notice your own body. And then ripple down through the spine. Imprint and release. Let's do it like this 1 more time. Take a breath in. Exhale, tilting hips. Coming up. Can you feel with the elbows bent that you have more access to these back muscles? Those are the lats. Take a breath in and then ripple down through the spine. Imprint and release. Take your arms down onto the floor again. Feel it now. Take a breath. Tilting your hips as you roll up. With your elbows straight, can you feel that there's more work in the tricep muscle of the arm, less connection to the lats? And roll down through the spine. Bend the elbows 1 more time. And tilting hips, rolling up, and I want you to stay here. Activate the lats. Start standing on your right foot. Notice the right gluteus maximus working. Put more pressure on your right foot and see if you can pick up the left knee. We are engaging the sling from right gluteals to latissimus dorsi. Place the left foot down. Gracefully. And then start standing on the left leg. Waking up the left gluteal. And can you pick up the right leg? And now, can you feel the left gluteal sling pattern to the latissimus dorsi. Place it down, and then roll down through the spine, imprint, and release. Put your arms down, stretch your legs all the way out. Separate your legs just a little bit so that they're hip distance, and then flex the ankles and the feet. We're going to try and keep the legs fairly straight. Put your hands onto the shelf of your hips, and we're going to start sliding one leg long and then switching to slide the other leg long. So you can feel that there is a shortening on one oblique and a lengthening on the other side. So it's almost like you're walking on the spot, but we're not allowing the knees to bend. And if you were to do this and close your eyes, don't do it to a point that you're hurting yourself, by the way. Just close your eyes and feel which side has more length, which side has more range. Maybe they're equal. Which side feels like it almost has to push a little bit more. Stay with your breath. And then level out your hips. Close your legs together so that the ankles are together and you know that you're in line. And then decide, are you going to flex the feet or point the toes? It's up to you. Reach your hands up towards the ceiling. We are going to do one roll up to sitting. When you're ready, bring your head forward. Keep your eye on the prize. If you need to bend the knees or help yourself in any way, fabulous. Grab your shins or your knees or your ankles and just allow yourself to stretch over, relaxing into your neck as much as you need to. Take a nice easy breath in and out. And then exhale, unravel your spine and lifting all the way up and tall. Nicely done. Now, come back so that you're going to be on your mat. You're going to have the knees and the feet separated. So I'm fairly comfortable with my wrists like this and my fingers pointing forward. But if you've got any strain or pain in your wrist, then please just turn the fingers out to the side. Pushing into your hands. Slide your shoulders away from your ears. And on your breath, just hover your hips off the ground. And just test out your wrists. Test out the balance on your feet. Make sure that your shoulders, your neck, your lower back feel okay. And then let your hips come all the way down. Bend your elbows if you need to. Everyone okay, or do you need to adjust anything? We're going to see if we can go up a little bit higher this time. On your breath, start pushing into hands and feet and start bringing your pelvis up so you get a stretch and an opening along the front of the shoulder. The hips are opening at the front and then the back of the body is working big time. Take a breath in and then exhale and release. And then take a moment to take the pressure off your wrists and just round your body over here for a moment. All right, so give your wrists a little bit of a shake. We're going to be going into a little bit of functional work here. It's a little bit of brain teaser, so you don't want to think about it too much. Just kind of move, all right? So now, you're going to take your hands and point them away from you this time, okay? Make sure that you're nice and comfortable in the wrists, and you don't have to come up very high. You're going to press into the hands and the feet again and balance. Shift your body weight over to the right and step over yourself onto all fours. And then shift your body weight to your right foot and right hand and come back. And then shift to the left side, step over. Shift to the left and step back. It's easier if you get your foot down so that you're not thunking on your wrist. Now don't think about it. One more time. Over you go. Now stay there on all fours. And you're going to side crawl back onto your mat. Side crawl. And then lift your hips up into your downward facing dog. Give yourself a little pedal with your feet. Send the heels down, giving yourself that little stretch. And then start to walk your feet halfway to your hands. And then walking your fingertips halfway all the way back to your feet. And hang there. Soften your knees if you need to. Straighten your knees if it feels right. Give your head a little shake. No, no, no. Nod your head. Yes, yes, yes. Let your head hang heavy. And then up you come. Using abdominals. Unravel through your spine. Coming all the way up. And then just roll the shoulders back and around. Pausing here for a moment. I'm just going to turn to face towards the camera. You can face any direction that you wish. Take a look down at your toes. Make sure that they're level. Give your hands and arms a little bit of a shake. Let them settle beside you. And then, once again, either closing your eyes or allowing your gaze to soften. And bringing your awareness inwards for a moment. Once again, just allow yourself to slow down by finding your thread of breath. Bringing your awareness to the sides of your hips. Bringing your awareness to your inner thigh muscles. Bringing your awareness to your lower abdominals. Bringing your awareness to your gluteus maximus. Bringing your awareness to your latissimus dorsi, your back muscles. Bringing your awareness to your obliques muscles at the side of your torso. Just allowing those connections to settle in. And just notice how centered it allows you to feel. Stable and strong on your feet. Taking a deep breath in through your nose. Hold your breath at the top. Exhale, side out. Opening your eyes, blinking gently. One more deep breath in. And exhale, and relax. Roll the shoulders back. Nicely done, Jules. Well done on your roll up, by the way. Fantastic. Feeling strong. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Renee.
You're so welcome.
So much.
Anytime. We just turn the volume on here.